Hello and welcome to my evaluation. Throughout this evaluation I'll be looking back over my evaluative responses to 4 key questions throughout this evaluation. So let's begin. So my first question was, in what way does your media product use, develop or challenge conventions of real media texts? Throughout the creation of my products I use real life conventions from the Gothic genre, posters, trailers and magazine covers, and this allowed me to ensure that my audience would recognise my genre as well as the products I was trying to emulate. In my film trailer I observed the typical conventions of teaser trailers. For instance, I realised that my teaser trailer would have to be under a minute in order to conform to the real life convention. This left me with very little time allowed for content. Thus I used Final Cut Pro to splice tool in order to split a clip of Joe, played by Joseph O'Hannigan, in a corridor with differing shots, which meant I was able to insert various other footage. In doing this I was able to build suspense within my trailer, with my audience wanting to see more of each clip and what happens when we reach Byron at the end of the corridor. Also, I was still able to ensure that my trailer was under a minute, yet had a lot of content to keep my audience interested. I also made a rating screen at the beginning of my trailer, which was another convention of the teaser trailer. It appeared in all the trailers apart from the early Dracula trailers, which predated this system, and also denoted to an audience what the rating and the content was of my trailer. I did this by inserting the clip at the beginning of my trailer and importing it into my timeline in Final Cut Pro. Moreover, I was able to make use of conventional release dates which appeared at the end of my teaser trailer, mirroring products such as Twilight Eclipse, Slade 2010, Red Riding Hood, Hardwick 2011, and Sleepy Hollow, Burton 1999. I did this by creating the title in iMovie and then exporting it as a QuickTime and importing the video into iMovie. Also, I referenced several key Gothic conventions from films, such as The Others 2000 and Twilight 2008, which show key Gothic conventions that I followed. For instance, The Others trailer made use of shadows and dark and light, which is shown through my trailer. I did this by inserting my trailer footage into After Effects and converting it from day to night by using a mask layer of dark and blue on the skyline, and then exporting this product as a QuickTime, and then opening it in Final Cut Pro, and then exporting it to colour, where I could correct the colour banding using the primary in output, as well as adding several film grain effects, which gave the footage a cinematic quality. I was also keen to develop Gothic conventions, such as the monster character, a staple of Gothic horror. This was done by showing the actual transformation of Byron, played by Joe O'Hannigan, into a monster at the end of my trailer, something which is not often seen in Gothic horror films due to the FX difficulties and the potentially unrealistic nature of the footage. This was done by importing the footage into After Effects and then using the keyframes and layers to build the effect. I also made use of the Liquify tool in conjunction with keyframing so that I could distort my actor's face at the moment the monster transforms. When following conventions of posters, I made use of new technologies by incorporating the Twitter, YouTube and Facebook logos so that fans of my films would know that they could follow my trailer on various social networks as well as view more videos and content online. This mirrored conventional film posters which often had their Facebook address or search Facebook logo. I did this by sourcing the logos online and then copying them into a Photoshop document and using Free Transform to resize them so they didn't look out of place on my poster. I also made use of star names at the top of my poster, mirroring the use of star names in the posters such as Scream 4 2011 and Interview with a Vampire 1999. I did this by using freeurbanfonts.com and typing out my actors' names in a particular font. Having done this, I then screen grabbed each name and pasted it into a Photoshop document. Finally, I used Magic Wand tool to remove any excess colour around the font so it wouldn't look out of place in the rest of my poster. During the creation of my magazine cover, I also followed key conventions such as the use of a masthead on the top of a page, mirroring Empire magazine and Total Film magazine. Again, I did this using Free Urban Fonts by writing the name of my magazine, Free Front Row magazine, and then screen grabbing it. In doing this, I was able to then paste it into a Photoshop document and then again use Magic Wand tool to cut out the background from this. From here, I applied effects such as glow and emboss to make my masthead stand out and make it more attractive to an audience. I also made use of puffs at the side of my magazine cover, again mirroring conventions followed by Total Film and Empire magazine. I did this by creating a text box with my text and then layering it over the concentric circles I created using the ellipsis tool. This made the text stand out and was interesting to an audience, as well as alerting them to the specialness of this puff. However, I was careful to bear in mind during the creation of my products, Bentley's quote, that media conventions rely on the making of the new and the rearranging of the old. Thus, I was careful to challenge some conventions I'd seen. For instance, in my trailer, this led me to make decisions such as making the lead male both the love interest and the villain, challenging forms set out in Twilight 2009 and Sleepy Hollow 1999. In addition, the hero of my piece, Lily, is both female and a psychiatric patient. This challenged stereotypical ideologies of what it meant to be a hero in Gothic horror, as they were often depicted as healthy, intelligent males, such as in Sleepy Hollow with Ichabod Crane, and Van Helsing with Van Helsing. I was also keen to challenge conventions when it came to the creation of my magazine cover. For instance, I used a photograph of Byron looking down, connoting his evil nature rather than the traditional shot of an actor looking to camera, as with Empire's magazine's Captain Jack Sparrow cover in the late 2009. Although this was unusual, it suggested my character's evil intent and provided an interesting and unusual slant on a magazine cover which would intrigue my audience.